Here are 5 things you need to do before the Mansions DLC in GTA Online. This new DLC is expected to release on December 9th, and as of right now we don't have too much information to go off. However, one thing that we do know for certain is that the mansions themselves will be costing a lot of cash. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel if you are new and let's dive into it. So before we do get into this 5 things, I want to quickly go over some information from Rockstar and some further speculation on this DLC. First up, Rockstar did introduce a huge 40% bonus for GTA Cash on your next shark card purchase. Now the reason I think this is kind of a big deal sort of relates back to the mansions cost. Now as expected, these mansions will probably be costing millions and millions of dollars, so Rockstar just giving us a shark card bonus like this at least confirms it in my head. For me personally, I never really purchased any shark cards, but a 40% bonus does look really enticing. And another piece of speculation, or at least almost confirmed information, actually comes from Rockstar Games with their Spanish and Korean translations. As we can see on screen, Tez2 Funds actually points this out, and supposedly this will suggest that we are receiving 3 new mansions in total. So honestly, not a bad amount, especially if we are expecting them to cost millions. I'm still hoping that we can actually earn all of them, and 3 mansions does also line up with the 3 listing missions. So really interesting to see this. Obviously, over the next few weeks, we will be getting a lot more information. And with this speculation out of the way, it is time to dive into the main portion of this video. The first thing that you want to do is save at least 5 to 10 million at the very minimum. Now just remember, because this will be a full DLC, we most likely will be seeing some new vehicles being added to the game. So even if you guys cannot afford a mansion, the moment they release, you might be able to get one of the vehicles. And for the most part, Rockstar, when they add vehicles, do, at least of recently, go above and beyond. I am really hoping that we do see a new HSW vehicle and potentially some Amani Tech or missile lock-on jammer vehicles. And if you guys definitely can, it is recommended to save up a lot more than this. At this current time, I have around $20 million, and at this current time, we don't really have a clear idea of how much these mansions will cost. I know that some people are speculating it will cost around $50 million, but if the other businesses in GTA Online are anything to go off, at least one of these mansions will be a lower priced one. I do not believe they will all cost the same price. In this first section, I also want to include this $2 million property discount and the $1 million bonus if you complete all 3 of the listing missions. You will have until December 7th to complete this, so you still have plenty of time, and only just recently after completing these 3 missions, about 3 days after, I got this $1 million bonus, and I found this quite funny because on this sort of loading screen telling me that I got this $1 million, it does say that I will get the $2 million discount on the properties on December 9th, essentially confirming the DLC. The most obvious part is to not spend or purchase anything unnecessary. Now in GTA Online, there is so many things that you could buy. For example, really expensive supercars, even some of the different upgrades, like the HSW and the Amani Tech. If you were thinking about doing this, I would definitely wait until this Mansions DLC releases first. The Amani Tech upgrades and HSW upgrades do cost a ton of money, and as of right now, I would genuinely say that they are pretty unnecessary to buy. But then again, it really comes down to your choice. If you guys have a ton of money, anything over 50 million, I would say, or even 20 million, then you might potentially still want to get whatever you want. You might also want to wait until the next week of GTA Online bonuses and discounts. At the time this video goes live, you will have about 1 day left until the new week starts. And hopefully Rockstar give us some really nice bonus money, some more huge discounts, and other nice things like this. Next, you might want to use your businesses in the background to generate a bunch of stock and sell them when they are completely maxed out. Some good examples I can give you are the Bunker, all of the MC businesses, and Acid Lab, alongside using active money methods like the KO Preco Heist, Dr. Dre contract, and even the Clucking Bell raid. When you guys pair these things together, they can make you a really solid amount of cash in honestly not much time. And if you guys are really struggling for making money, this is the thing that I would suggest. And if you really do not have any money or any businesses at all, the Clucking Bell raid will be your go-to choice. If you manage to grind these different things all the way up until December 9th, you should have saved a decent amount of cash. Another thing that you could potentially do to even save a little bit more, and this will be something that you only want to do if you are really desperate, it will be trading in some different properties or businesses for lower valued ones. When you do this, you will save just a little bit of cash, and you can do this with things that have multiple locations. For example, you should be able to do this with a salvage yard, the arcade properties, offices, and even just normal properties. Is this worth doing? It really just depends. For the most part, you only will get a few $100,000. But let's say, for example, you had the most expensive office and you traded this for a free one or the cheapest option, you could potentially save a lot of cash. But like I've said, I would only recommend ever doing this if you are really down bad. Another thing that you could also do, which is a little bit more on the safe side of things, is potentially selling vehicles you do not use. The only problem with this one is if you guys have multiple vehicles and you want to sell a decent amount, you might get a daily sell limit. So if you were deciding to do that, you might want to start selling some vehicles now. And last up, we do have the weekly bonuses, or the event week money methods as I like to call them, leading up to the new DLC. So things like the new FIB files, salvage yard robberies, and even time trials and weekly challenges will definitely be worth doing over these next few weeks leading up to the DLC. I definitely think that these salvage yard robberies will be the best things, making you roughly around $1 million, and it will also be worth looking out for some weekly bonuses, because just this week, at the time of making this video, we did get the vehicle cargo sell missions with double money. And if this trend continues, hopefully next week we do get something like the special cargo with a double money bonus. And that, in my opinion, is something that you 100% want to keep a lookout on. So that will be the 5 things you need to do before this Mansions DLC dropping on December 9. Now, there is definitely some more things that you could do, but I do think these are the most important ones. And you could even go through this list again and even alter them. For example, one that I would alter personally would be the first tip. Instead of saving 5 to 10 million, if you want to be safe for the mansions and at least get one of them. I know it might sound like a push for a lot of players, but saving around 50 million will probably be the safest option to just get a mansion. And with that amount of money, you might even be able to get a mansion with that $2 million discount and have enough left over to get some of the vehicles in the DLC as well. But yeah, other than that, if you guys have any more tips, even potential money methods, definitely make sure to leave a comment below. Also, let me know what you think the mansions will cost. I think the worst case scenario will be a mansion costing way over this 50 million. Imagine if we get one what costs $100 million or something ridiculous. It will definitely be something to grind for, and I also hope they are not really similar to the yacht. The yacht was easily one of the biggest wastes of money. There was really not much that you could do with it. I also think one of the biggest things that has potential is the garage space. It will be really annoying if we only get a 10-car garage. I am hoping it is really similar to the office properties with the amount of space we get, and then potentially maybe a mechanic inside. I think that would make the most sense and would probably justify a higher price. The last thing that I want to mention will be the locations of these mansions. Now, if anything, the listing missions pretty much tell us where these things will be, and all things considered, I think these areas of the map are genuinely quite nice. When this DLC was rumored, I genuinely thought that Rockstar might just put them all in the hills, which would have still been nice, but that could definitely get a little bit boring. But yeah, anyways, if you guys are looking forward to these mansions, make sure to leave a comment, and if you guys found this video useful in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I always do appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel and like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.